Connected to iPhone.
Geology is a relatively new science. The progress and developments made through experimentation are remarkable and have helped in many other fields. Still, there are some things yet to be explained. Out of place artifacts are riddled throughout the archaeological record. They just won't go away. And as science develops, their mystery does too. Take the honeycomb pattern of Paleodictium, which is already well known. We remain stumped as to the creation of such, and more questions are being raised. For example, a fossil of a human handprint was found in limestone estimated to be more than 110 million years old. A fossilized human finger with just as much, and the apparent discovery of a human footprint that possibly sported a sandal which dates to more than 300 million years ago. These amazing fossilized imprints and remains have left the scientific community scratching their collective heads. Not to mention the 65 million year old semi ovoid metallic tubes being dug out of France, the unusual block of coal discovered 124 years ago, which contained a metal cube that couldn't have formed naturally within the lump, and many more intriguing things. Temporal anomalies are scattered throughout the world, things that could not possibly belong to the period in which they were found. Evidence exists of human civilization, artifacts, and technology out of time that are abundant, well researched, and well documented. This forbidden knowledge is being protected and hidden from all of us until now. Today's popular view of modern human presence in the distant past is a false front. The truth is out there, showing proof of advanced technology and people millions of years before humanity is stated to have evolved.
I
on
went
the
to sleep
planet.
too early. I just got
Why
up
has the
like an
scientific
hour ago.
establishment suppressed and ignored these remarkable finds? Where did they come from? How did they get there? Why are they suppressing this negative proof of modern technology in our past? As you study the forbidden knowledge, a whole new truth will emerge and become apparent to you. The truth that the Earth was inhabited by modern humans using advanced technology long before the appearance of the first humans, as the history books write today. Using accepted scientific methods, numerous finds show conclusive proof of modern humans and advanced civilizations present or visiting the Earth's past long before this timeline represents as possible. The proof is shocking. Scientific proof of technology long before civilized man evolved on the planet. From where, or perhaps when, were advanced civilizations visiting our past thousands of years before man appeared on the Earth? As we move further back in time through the different eras, you'll see evidence continue to grow. Evidence showing proof of modern humans and technology in the distant past. The Cenozoic era is the last of 5 major eras of geologic time, beginning about 65 million years ago and extending through the millennium.
You
It
know, I
follows the
know.
Cretaceous period of the
Okay.
Mesozoic era and is subdivided into the Tertiary period and the Quaternary period. Features of tertiary times are considered in articles under the names of various shorter time periods, epochs, making up the Tertiary period. In order from earliest to latest, these are the Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, and Pliocene. The accepted scientific view of evolution in the Cenozoic era shows human beings appearing on the Earth about 1.6 million years ago, and human civilization just 10,000 years ago. Yet the scientific finds presented here present a very shocking and different story. Let us look at the Pleistocene epoch finds. Copper coin from Illinois, over 200,000 years old. This rendition of a coin-like object from a well boring near Lawn Ridge, Illinois, was found at a depth of about 114 feet below the surface. According to the information supplied by the Illinois State Geological Survey, the deposits containing the coin are between 200,000 and 400,000 years old. Who left this coin hundreds of thousands of years before civilized man evolved? Modern human skeleton from Tanzania, over 800,000 years old. In 1913, Professor Hans Reck of Berlin University conducted investigations at Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, then German East Africa. During his stay at Olduvai Gorge, Reck found a modern human skeleton that remains a source of mystery and controversy to this day. The modern skull is from a fully human skeleton found that year. The human skeletal remains, including this complete skull, were cemented in the rock and had to be chipped with hammers and chisels. It was found in the upper end of a rock bed, dated at more than 1 million years old. How did this modern human find his way 1 million years into the past? Willendorf Venus slate, over 30,000 years old. The Willendorf Venus from Europe, dated at 30,000 years old. Who created or left this artifact nearly 20,000 years before human civilization appeared? Modern human skull in Buenos Aires.
Warning, the following episode must not be watched unless you've been authorized by the Purple Boys sleep system.
Over 1 million years old. In 1896, workers excavating a dry dock in Buenos Aires found a modern human skull. The pre-Encenidan stratum in which the Buenos Aires skull was found is at least 1 to 1.5 million years old. Even at 1 million years, the presence of a fully modern human skull anywhere in the world is highly anomalous. Why and how did a modern human arrive in Buenos Aires over 1 million years ahead of its time? The Pliocene epoch finds. finds from Nampa, Idaho, about 2 million years old. A small human image skillfully formed in clay was found in 1889 in Nampa, Idaho. The figurine came from the 300-foot level of a well boring and dated to the Pleistocene age, about 2 million years old, G.F. Wright noted. The image is about 1.5 inches long and remarkable for the perfection with which it represents the human form. It was a female figure and had the lifelike lineaments in the parts which were finished that would do credit to this classic centers of art. Upon showing the object to Professor F.W. Putnam, wrote Wright, he at once directed attention to the character of the incrustations of iron upon the surface as indicative of a relic of considerable antiquity. There were patches of anhydrous red oxide of iron in protected places upon it, such as could not have been formed upon any fraudulent object. Humans had not even evolved on this planet 2 million years ago. So who created or left this artifact in Earth's distant past?
It's July of 1889. Several men drill for water in what at that time was the very small town of Nampa. Reports say they were drilling down about 320 feet when this tiny clay figurine surfaced. It's the crude figure of a woman, only about 1.5 inches long, with what appears to be one leg broken off.
It's really fragile, it's really small. Nothing like that's ever been found that deep anywhere in North America, let alone in Idaho.
Modern human skull found in Italy, over 3 to 4 million years old. Late in the summer of 1860, Professor Giuseppe Ragazzoni, a geologist and teacher at the Technical Institute of Brescia, traveled to the nearby locale of Castanodolo, about 10 kilometers southeast of Brescia, to gather fossil shells in the Pliocene strata exposed in a pit at the base of a low hill, the Colle di Vento. Here he discovered this remarkable and anatomically modern human skull. The stratum from which it was taken is assigned to the Astian stage of the Pliocene. According to modern authorities, the Astian belongs to the Middle Pliocene, which would give the skull an age of 3 to 4 million years. Why and how did this modern human visit Italy nearly 2 million years before human beings walked the planet? Carved shell from the Red Crag, England, between 2 and 2.5 million years old. In a report delivered to the British Association for the Advancement of Science in 1881, H. Stopes, FGS, Fellow of the Geological Society, described a shell the surface of which bore a carving of a crude but unmistakable human face. The carved shell was found in the stratified deposits of the Red Crag. The Red Crag, part of which is called the Walton Crag, is dated to be of late Pliocene age, between 2 and 2.5 million years old. This find would place intelligent beings in England as far as 2 million and maybe as much as 2.5 million years ago. One should keep in mind that in terms of conventional paleoanthropological opinion, one does not encounter such works of art until the time of fully modern Cro-Magnon man in the late Pleistocene, about 30,000 years ago. What visitor to Earth's distant past carved and left this shell? The Eocene epoch finds. Chalk ball near Lyon, France, 45 to 55 million years old. The April 1862 edition of The Geologist included an English translation of an intriguing report by Maximilien Melville, the vice president of the Société Académique of Lyon, France. This chalk ball was discovered in an early Eocene lignite bed. Based on its stratigraphic position, it's been assigned a date of 45 to 55 million years ago. According to Melville, there was no possibility that the chalk ball was a forgery. It really is penetrated over 4/5 of its height by a black bituminous color that merges towards the top into a yellow circle, which is evidently due to the contact of the lignite in which it had been for so long a time plunged. The upper part, which is in contact with the shell bed, or the contrary, has preserved its natural color, the dull white of the chalk. As to the rock in which it was found, I can affirm that it's perfectly virgin and presents no trace whatever of any ancient exploitation. As extraordinary as it might seem to find those attached to standard evolutionary views, the evidence associated in this find suggests that if humans made the ball, they must have been in France 45 to 55 million years ago. Who made and left this man-made artifact in our past long before human evolution, even before grazing and carnivorous mammals walked the planet? Mortar and pestle in California, up to 55 million years old. In 1877, Mr. J.H. Neal was superintendent of the Montezuma Tunnel Company and ran the Montezuma Tunnel into the gravel underlying the lava of Table Mountain, Tuolumne County. At between 1,400 and 1,500 feet from the mouth of the tunnel, or of between 200 and 300 feet beyond the edge of the solid lava, Mr. Neal saw several spearheads of some dark rock and nearly 1 foot in length. On exploring further, he himself found a small mortar 3 or 4 inches in diameter and of irregular shape. This was discovered within a foot or 2 of the spearheads. He then found a large, well-formed pestle and nearby a large and very regular mortar. All of these relics were found the same afternoon and were all within a few feet of one another and close to the bedrock, perhaps within a foot of it. Mr. Neal declares that it's utterly impossible that these relics can have reached the position in which they were found, excepting at the time the gravel was deposited and before the lava cap formed. The position of the artifacts in gravel close to the bedrock at Tuolumne Table Mountain indicates they were 33 to 55 million years old. Grazing and carnivorous mammals had not even evolved on the planet at this time. So who brought and left behind these artifacts in California nearly 50 million years ago? The Mesozoic Era proof. The Mesozoic era is one of the major divisions of geological history, following the Paleozoic era and preceding the Cenozoic era. The Mesozoic era, which lasted from approximately 240 million to 65 million years ago, may be characterized as the age of reptiles because their greatest development occurred during this era. The first birds and mammals and the first flowering plants also appeared at this time. The Mesozoic era is divided into 3 time periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. As we move back into time, we enter a period in the Mesozoic era that began with the first dinosaurs appearing on Earth and ended with the development of flowering plants. Humans wouldn't evolve for at least another 136 million years. Yet the scientific finds below suggest proof that advanced civilizations were in Earth's past and walking at a time when dinosaurs roamed the Earth. The Triassic period. Shoe sole from Nevada dated 213 to 248 million years ago. On October 8, 1922, the American Weekly section of the New York Sunday American ran a prominent feature titled Mystery of the Petrified Shoe Sole by Dr. W. H. Ballou. Ballou wrote, "Some time ago, while he was prospecting for fossils in Nevada, John T. Reed, a distinguished mining engineer and geologist, stopped suddenly and looked down in utter bewilderment and amazement at a rock near his feet. For there, a part of the rock itself was what seemed to be a human footprint. Closer inspection shows that it was not the mark of a naked foot, but was apparently a shoe sole which had been turned into stone. The forepart was missing. But there was the outline of at least 2/3 of it, and around this outline ran a well-defined sewn thread which had, it appeared, attached the welt to the sole. Further on was another line of sewing, and in the center where the foot would have rested had the object really been a shoe sole, there was an indentation, exactly such as there would have been made by the bone of the heel rubbing upon and wearing down the material of which the sole had been made. Reeve got a hold of a microphotographer and an analytical chemist of the Rockefeller Institute, who made photos and analysis of the specimen. The analysis removed any doubt of the shoe sole having been subjected to Triassic fossilization. The microphoto magnifications are 20 times larger than the specimen itself, showing the minutest detail of thread twist and warp, proving conclusively that the shoe sole is not a resemblance, but is strictly the handiwork of man. Even to the naked eye, the threads can be seen distinctly, along with the symmetrical outlines of the shoe sole. Inside this rim and running parallel to it is a line which appears to be regularly perforated as if for stitches. The Triassic rock bearing the fossil shoe sole is now recognized as being 213 to 248 million years old. An obviously modern shoe, complete with stitching and etched in time in Triassic rock. What modern visitor was walking in our distant past more than 210 million years ago, before the age of the dinosaurs? Paleozoic era proof. The Paleozoic era is a major division of geological time, preceded by the Precambrian time and followed by the Mesozoic era, and including the Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and Permian periods. The Paleozoic era began about 570 million years ago and ended about 240 million years ago. As we move back even further in time, we enter this period of the Paleozoic era, where life was evolving from primitive multicellular, free-floating forms in the sea to advanced groups on land. The most advanced life forms at the end of this period were amphibians, insects, fern forests, and small reptiles. Humans would not evolve for nearly another 300 million years. Yet these scientific finds below again suggest even more strongly that modern humans with advanced technology were visiting Earth's past and walking at a time when the first life forms were just beginning to emerge on our planet.
The fuck is that? Like a
Carboniferous
fucking
period. Gold thread
Oh,
in
the fuck
England
is wrong with my
between
laptop,
320 to 360 million years ago. On June 22, 1844, this curious report appeared in the London Times. A few days ago, as some workmen were employed in quarrying a rock close to the Tweed about a quarter of a mile below Rutherford Mill, a gold thread was discovered embedded in the stone at a depth of 8 feet. Dr. A.W. Mead of the British Geological Survey wrote in 1865 that this stone is of the early Carboniferous age, between 320 and 360 million years old. Who dropped this gold thread in the ancient fern forests in a distant time, when the most advanced life forms on the planet were amphibians and insects? Gold chain from Morrisville, Illinois, 260 to 320 million years old. On June 11, 1891, the Morrisville Times reported, a curious find was brought to light by Mrs. S. W. Culp last Tuesday morning. As she was breaking a lump of coal preparatory to putting it in the scuttle, she discovered, as the lump fell apart, embedded in a circular shape, a small gold chain, about 10 inches in length, of antique and quaint workmanship. At first, Mrs. Culp thought the chain had been dropped accidentally in the coal, but as she undertook to lift the chain up, the idea of it having been recently dropped was at once made fallacious, for as the lump of coal broke, it separated almost in the middle, and the circular portion of the chain placed the two ends near to each other.
Hey, we're Root, and we can save you up to 52% off your car insurance rates.
And the roots of ancient human civilization. And there's no better place to start than the earliest known, or I should say documented civilization, which is the Sumerians of ancient Mesopotamia, dating back 6,000 years. And they seem to literally show us multiple individuals flying down and being greeted by those here on Earth, as well as possible knowledge of the cosmos, including the planets in our very own solar system. And in this video, I'm going to connect the dots on several key details involving the Sumerians, the Greek gods, and the myths and legends of so many civilizations, cultures, and religions that are shared across multiple continents from around the world. Now, let me first mention that human civilization does date back much earlier than the Sumerians of 6,000 years ago. For example, like I've discussed in other videos, Göbekli Tepe in Turkey is dated to be at least 12,000 years old, thus double the age of the Sumerians, and this site is still a mystery. Another example involves the rainwater erosion around the limestone bedrock enclosure of the Great Sphinx of Giza, Egypt, which dates it to be at least double the age of what we were taught in school and likely to be tens of thousands of years older, which of course raises many questions. You may also recall articles from the recent skeletal discovery that dates modern humans to be closer to 350,000 years old, or 175,000 years older than previously thought. Yet, despite us, modern humans, existing for more than 300,000 years, we know so little about our history from even 6,000 years ago with the Sumerians, or even 4,000 years ago with the ancient Egyptians or the ancient Greeks. Yet we have multiple shared myths and legends involving the story of creation, involving beings coming here and creating modern man, as well as legends about humans living to be hundreds and even thousands of years in age. And I'll be discussing more details on that in just a moment. But it's important to keep in mind that over long periods of time, history turns into legend and legend turns into myth. But at their root, myths and legends have some sort of truth within them, whatever that may be. And the telephone game is a great analogy that shows how easily and quickly indirect communication can be corrupted. And it cannot be overstated how significant this is in regards to what we know about history, and how it's virtually impossible for truth to not be lost through time and translation. So let me discuss one of the myths that are shared by more than 500 civilizations, cultures, and religions from around the world, including the Sumerians. And that is the myth of a global flood. And this map is not exactly scientific. It's something I made to show how widespread this legend actually is. And most of these dots represent multiple civilizations or cultures. But what's been commonly referred to as a myth is now considered scientific fact, at least to some degree. And I'll give more details on that for those who are not familiar with this information. But thanks to modern science and data taken from ice core samples from both Greenland and Antarctica, we have identified evidence that the Earth's global sea levels have increased by more than 400 feet since the height of the last ice age. And of course, much of that occurred over a period of thousands of years. But some of it happened in an incredibly short period of time, as the evidence indicates sudden and rapid sea level change, perhaps even as much as 30 feet in a 24-hour period, closer to 12,000 years ago. And I recommend that you research the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis for details on this evidence, which is actually overwhelming and completely fascinating. And of course, I've mentioned these details in other videos, but it has to be repeated as it demonstrates that there is actual physical, scientific evidence to back up something that was once considered a myth. And like I mentioned with the telephone game analogy earlier, the facts get altered over time, and I think that the biblical story of stating that every mountain on earth was covered in water as a result of 40 days and nights of rainfall, well, to say that every mountain was underwater isn't accurate, but perhaps vast areas and regions were covered in water. But the story was passed down for more than 5,000 years before the Sumerians actually wrote about it on clay tablets. So my next point of discussion are legends of extreme longevity, which is something shared by the Sumerians as well as multiple other civilizations and religions from across the world, which is that people once lived to be several hundred years and even in some cases thousands of years in age. Now this is notably discussed in the Bible, but it's also shared in Islam, Hinduism, Dharma or Jainism. They all share legends of people living to be several hundred years in age and even thousands of years in age. But it's not just religions. Specific regions of the world also share this legend as well. For example, Vietnam, ancient Persia, and other places all discuss these legends. Now, right off the bat, some will say that the story from the Bible of Noah living to be 950 years old must be referring to months, because 950 months equates to 79 years in age of when he would have died. So that, of course, makes far more sense. But if that's the case, then what about those that lived to only be 100-something months in age, which would put nearly half the biblical list at 12 years old or younger, and even as young as 9 years old when they died, and somehow had done so much in their lives as told in the stories. So that doesn't seem to make sense, but neither does living to be 950 years old. And like I mentioned, the Sumerians also share this legend of extreme longevity. They documented the pre-Diluvian God King list, which, by the way, pre-Diluvian means pre-flood. and details that 10 Sumerian kings lived to be tens of thousands of years old. Obviously, that's a ridiculously long period of time, but what's to say that there isn't some truth to it? That perhaps at one point in the distant past, people lived to be significantly older than we do today. I mean, we're already heading in that direction now, aren't we? Look at how we've made massive leaps in stem cell research, which is looking to be a complete game changer in modern medicine. Stem cell treatment has helped athletes with various injuries, and they're calling it a possible breakthrough or game changer for people with multiple sclerosis. Another example is how recently 2 people had their eyesight restored from stem cell treatment, and even early research has shown that stem cell treatment has countered Alzheimer's development, and this is 2018 research, by the way. We're also growing new organs on our bodies and even on the bodies of other animals such as mice and pigs, which is amazing. And I mean, we're basically already living in a science fiction world and we don't really seem to reflect on it much. At the pace we're going, it won't be long before we were replacing our own organs for new ones and using stem cell treatment to treat our brains when they start to slow from Alzheimer's or dementia. Just think about how amazing these things are, and this is just the beginning. It won't be long before the human lifespan is increased significantly. But if there is some truth to humans once living extreme lifespans, wouldn't there need to be some evidence that they were advanced? Well, what most people don't know is that there is existing evidence that ancient humans were once significantly more advanced than we were ever taught in school. Take the Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt, as an example. Whoever built it seemed to know the dimensions of the earth. And I've discussed this in other videos as well, but the evidence is remarkably compelling. The numbers are there, and math doesn't lie. For more specific details on this, I highly recommend that you look into the work of Randall Carlson. He discusses this in great detail, and I'll include links to his YouTube and website in the description of this video. Also, the Great Pyramid of Giza's proximity to the geographical center of the Earth's landmass. This amazing detail is unknown to most people, and no, I do not think that this is just a coincidence. But more than that, it's really important to understand that we also do not know what the original purpose was for the pyramids. Yes, we were taught in school that they were tombs, but there is virtually zero evidence of any kind to even suggest that they were built for the purpose of being a tomb. Take it upon yourself to research the Great Pyramid and alternative theories for its purpose, but clearly it was something highly sophisticated and technological, and when you study the specifics of it, particularly the internal structure, it becomes clear that we do not know what we're looking at. And actually, this reminds me of a quote from the beginning of the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy, and I'm a total nerd, by the way. Thus, the third age of Middle-earth began. History became legend, legend became myth, and some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. And this quote is very fitting for us and the mystery of lost ancient human civilization. So moving along, the next point I want to discuss are the myths and legends of creation. And this is, of course, found in the most common religions around the world, with legends of angels, demons, sky gods, all coming here in some way to create modern man. This legend is shared by the Sumerians as well, and there are in fact 7 tablets which discuss the story of creation. So besides the Sumerian solar system tablet, which may indicate advanced knowledge of the solar system and the planets in it, there's also a tablet appearing to show 3 individuals flying down to Earth and being greeted. I mean, what exactly is this depicting? And there are more than one tablet showing this. Just look at these other 2 tablets and think for yourself. What were they trying to tell us? You know, if you replace words like angels, demons, or sky gods with the word alien in most of the world's religions, it would all start to make far more sense, wouldn't it? Even similar stories are shared by the Hopi Indians of North America and the Aborigines of Australia, which basically tell the same story except that they state that beings came from underground rather than above. But just look at the certain examples of Hopi and Aboriginal wall art. Pretty eerie depictions, and it's fascinating when you pair it with this quote.
I'm wishing that the purple boys can help me.
We do not walk alone. Great beings walk beside us. Know this and be grateful. This brings me to the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were hidden and preserved in caves on the side of cliffs near the Dead Sea. One of the things they found was the Book of the Watchers within the Book of Enoch. The Watchers, how creepy is that? Nobody knows who wrote them, but what I find particularly interesting is that whoever it was went to an incredible extent to hide and preserve this information included in the Book of the Watchers, which was hidden in a cave on the side of a cliff, buried in sealed jars, hidden for thousands of years. You know, this reminds me of the Nazca lines in Peru, with the waving astronaut, which is massive and mostly appreciated from the air because it's on the side of a mountain. And there are also other depictions, what some refer to as runways. Now, this is a mystery. They don't know who made this or when. So in regards to creation, if beings did come here from elsewhere to create modern man, wouldn't they need to have knowledge of DNA and our genetics in order to do something like that? Which, by the way, is basically what we're already doing now. I mean, I shared earlier examples of how we're growing organs, and we've also cloned more than 20 species of animal. And this gets me thinking, what if the famous Lamassu, the winged bulls, found in the ancient Sumeria region, what if they are actually showing us what someone did? Now, of course, that sounds a bit ridiculous, but if it were possible to genetically put your head onto the body of a bull, or perhaps maybe a horse's body, and add some wings onto it for show, without a doubt, I could see various world leaders jumping on that crap in a heartbeat to do it. And now that's just a fun thought, but of course the mainstream explanation for the winged bulls is that they're simply mythological deities. But it's a curious topic as they made so many of these with such high precision. In fact, they made hundreds of them. But it's worth mentioning just how many Sumerian tablets depict humans with wings. And in these same tablets, there are other individuals without wings. Could this be symbolic of, say, someone or those that flew here in some way? Or could it simply just depict kings who were looked at as royalty or godly? If there ever was any type of genetic modification, they would certainly need to have knowledge of DNA, like I mentioned earlier. And there is some evidence to indicate that the ancients were aware of DNA and the double helix, and also commonly referred to as the caduceus. This also relates to various legends of the first people, including the story of Adam and Eve and other legends from around the world, and the tree of knowledge and life. And could this story be based on the Sumerians? Because they have tablets that seem to depict something very similar. But what I'm most curious about is the missing skeletal link in the evolution of modern humans. Now, real quick, I am not denying evolution. There is, without a doubt, evidence of this within the fossil record among primates and, in fact, hundreds of other species found throughout nature. In fact, we even see evidence of evolution within language, within culture, within technology. Even if we study the cosmos, we see that everything's constantly moving. Even at the atomic level, atoms, as an example, are constantly vibrating. They are never constant. So perhaps it's a universal law that everything is always in a state of change. But we are discussing modern humans, and the best example they have of physical scientific evidence to support the theory of evolution for modern humans, it's actually surprising just how weak it really is. And this refers to a 2015 discovery, which they consider to be the best example of a missing link skeleton, but it's only 5 feet tall. They estimated that it weighed 100 pounds. The brain was, get this, the size of an orange. The fingers even arched in the opposite direction of humans and arched in the direction of chimps and apes. And the feet were, quote, similar to ours. I mean, clearly there is a missing chapter in the development of modern-day humans, because how is it that we have so many dinosaur bones from what they say are from 65 million years ago, and here we are in 2018, and we have essentially zero skeletons that show or justify the bridge of evolution to modern humans? So why the sudden jump? Why is there such a mystery involving the massive change in the size of the brain and the cranial cavity in modern humans? Something doesn't add up. Now, some have theorized as a possible explanation for the missing skeletal link of modern humans is that, well, we're looking for something that's not supposed to be there anyways, that maybe it's related to the various interbreeding or intermixing of various species of Homo sapiens, the different branches of them, from long ago, and that perhaps it just isn't supposed to be the skeleton that we're looking for. But ultimately, the fossil record is still lacking all the way around, so why is that? Now, what I think is a possibility is that we, modern humans, have been influenced from an outside source, that beings came here and essentially combined us with either Neanderthals or Denisovans, who knows, one of those species, and perhaps we're a mix of them. I mean, Neanderthals and Denisovans went extinct approximately 41,000 years ago, and it's a mystery. We don't know why either of them went extinct, but besides our DNA similarities between Neanderthals and Denisovans, we were also shocked to learn in just 2016 that we cannot account for a Y chromosome link between modern males and Neanderthals. Why is that? And although that may not be evidence of aliens intermixing with us, it is evidence that we don't know the entire story of our ancestors, and there are some unexplained gaps in our lineage. I mean, if they can find evidence of evolution in primates, why not us? But most of all, there seems to be something out of place among humans. I mean, we're a bit crazy, don't you think? And we don't seem to exactly fit in or appear to be part of a natural part of this environment, because, in fact, We're a plague to the planet. We destroy everything. It's just something feels off. And
Don't
it just
say
doesn't make
we,
sense. If
motherfucker.
all the other animals evolved and things worked out naturally, why are we so much different?
Don't keep
But
saying
like I
we,
said, if there is
motherfuckers.
any truth to this, obviously beings would have had to have come here that had advanced knowledge of DNA genomes. And although we know a lot about DNA, specifically the details of the chemical process, we have not figured out the coding in its entirety. And it's actually been described as having all the letters of a language, but not knowing what the language actually is. And in other words, we do have a lot to learn. So just to clarify, I am not convinced of an alien hybrid theory. In fact, there are other theories too that are worth looking at. And I'm not trying to convince you of this theory either. I just simply think that it makes far more sense that this theory holds more water than some of the other explanations that have been shared by mainstream science. And I think it's just worthy of looking at in further discussion with an open mind and seeking out new evidence. But too many people seem to completely shun the possibility of aliens in any type of conversation. It's almost as if there's this level of not wanting it to be true that people, and perhaps it could be related to organized religions and academics, that all these teachings would essentially be changed drastically if it turned out that this was to be true. So I think that a lot of people are just really uncomfortable with it, but it doesn't mean that there isn't some truth to it in some way. This reminds me of an excellent quote by Aristotle, which is, "It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it." So obviously, if any of this is true, it raises so many questions and possibilities. Why did they do this? Why did they come here? Are we part of an experiment? Are they trying to spread intelligent life throughout the galaxy? Were they here to observe us and do whatever and control us? I mean, who knows? There are so many unknowns, things that we just don't know. But what I do know is human behavior. And if we could, we would literally be watching other civilizations from across the galaxy like the best reality TV show ever that we would never get bored of. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we're being observed from other intelligent beings, whether it's from close or afar. I mean, we have to remind ourselves that ever since 1939, with the opening of the Olympic Games, our television waves have been broadcasted out into space in basically every direction at the speed of light for 79 years now, which means that any civilization that's intelligent, 79 light years away, which is incredibly far, by the way, would know about our existence, possibly. Now, some people instantly just blow this off and say, no, space is too far, it's not meant to be traveled, it's impossible. But, I mean, look how much we've accomplished in the last 100 years. Telephones, cell phones, internet, computers, cars, airplanes, everything else. I mean, what are we going to be capable of 100 years from now, or 500 years from now, or 1,000 years from now? So things that we once thought were crazy and impossible turn out to be true. So we shouldn't just, say that the distance means that this is impossible. But with all this said, we need to take a closer look at the similarities among the different civilizations from across the continents, including the Greek gods, the Roman gods, the Indian gods, the Sumerian gods, and others. Perhaps the various myths from across different corners of the world all originate from the same thing. Anyways, guys, I'm going to close this up, but leave a comment and share your thoughts and insight on this topic, because obviously there is so much more information that is worthy of being mentioned in this video that I didn't have time to fit in. So there will be other videos in the future on this topic as well. But I'm Jimmy. This is Bright Insight. Like and subscribe and leave me a comment. And I have many more videos to come soon. I should have another video up later this weekend or early next week. And I'll have another video just a few days after that. So take care, everybody.
Now, Gino, I hate to put you on the spot here, and I know this is going to be tough because you're not on a purple mattress.
Lao Tzu puts it in this way: the great Tao flows everywhere, both to the left and to the right. It loves and nourishes all things, but does not lord it over them. And when merits are accomplished, it lays no claim to them. The more, therefore, you relinquish power, trust others, the more powerful you become. But in such a way that instead of having to lie awake nights controlling everything, you do it beautifully by trusting the job to everyone else. And they carry it on for you. So you can go to sleep at night, trust your nervous system to wake you up in the morning. You can even tell it I want to wake up at 6 o'clock, and it'll wake you up just like an alarm clock. This seems a sort of paradox to say this, but the principle of unity, of coming to a sense of oneness with the whole of the rest of the universe, is not to try to obtain power over the rest of the universe. That will only disturb it and antagonize it and make it seem less one with you than ever. The way to become one with the universe is to trust it as another, as you would another, and say, let's see what you're going to do. But in doing that, you see, in saying that to everything else that you have been taught to think is not you, you are also saying it to yourself. Because finally, as I pointed out, you do not know where your decisions come from. They pop up like hiccups. And when you make a decision, people have a great deal of anxiety about making decisions. There's this guy farmer, who ordered a help man to come in, and found he was an extraordinarily efficient worker, because the first day he put him on sawing logs. And he sawed more logs than anybody had ever sawed. It was fantastic. But it was all done in one day. So the next day he put him on to mending fences. And there were all kinds of broken fences around the farm. And in one day he had the whole thing done. So he thought, what am I going to do with this guy? So he took him down into a basement and said, look, here are all the potatoes that have come in from this harvest. And I want you to sort them into 3 groups. Those that we sell, those that we use for seeding, and those that we throw away. So he left him at that. At the end of the day, the laborer came back and said, well, that's enough, mister. I quit. Oh, he said, you can't quit. I've never had such an excellent worker. I'll raise your salary. I'll do anything to keep you around me. Ah, I said, no. It's all right mending fences and chopping wood, but this potato business is decision after decision after decision after decision. So when we decide, we're always worrying, did I think this over long enough? Did I take enough data into consideration? And if you think it through, you find you never could take enough data into consideration. The data for a decision in any given situation is infinite.
Yo, Chris.
So what you do is you go through the motions.
How you liking that new
what
job,
you will
dude?
do about this. And then when the time comes to act, you make a snap judgment. I mean, I'm speaking a little extremely, making some fun of it, and so on, because after all, we do occasionally get the vague outlines of things and make a right decision on rational grounds. But we fortunately forget the variables that could have interfered with this coming out right. It's amazing how often it works. But warriors are people who think of all the variables beyond their control and what might happen. So then when you make a decision, and it works out all right, I think very little of it has much to do with your conscious intent and control. But somehow or other, you are able to decide and control things more harmoniously if you delegate authority. Why, very great businessmen are those who can delegate authority. Trust others to work for them. Because those are people developing businesses on the same basic structure that is fundamental to a living organism. Delegation of authority. It loves and nourishes all things, but does not lord it over them. And you see, then what is happening is this. The more you let go of it and trust it, as if it were quite other than you. The more you realize the inseparable identity of self and other. To go back, if you try,
I'm wishing that the Purple Boys can help me.
to find the identity of self and other by subjecting other to self. No go. If, on the other hand, you find it through giving self, that is control, over to other, and trusting that, you may make a mistake. You may make a bad gamble. But in the long run, you're acting on a principle which has the backing of evolution. This is the way biological evolution goes on. Constant delegation of authority.
Mm-hmm. That night port.
Obviously, the democracy is superior to the monarchy. Mr. Tocqueville has said that democracy is always right, but for the wrong reasons. Because there is operating in a democracy the principle that Buckminster Fuller calls synergy. And synergy is the intelligence of a highly complex system, the nature of which is always unknown to the individual members.
Shit, chilling, bro. Everybody good?
That goes back again to this point.
Everybody good?
That
same old shit.
We're always interested.
Yeah, I might have a
We don't ever know.
I need to call this guy again, but a couple weeks ago, a gallery owner from Harlem called me and was asking, can we set up something where he can see some of my art in person? There's a big chance I may actually have a show in New York coming up, man. I said we talked one time. It was a few weeks ago, like a month ago. I definitely, in the next couple of days, need to reach out to him and just remind him, like, yo, don't forget I'm the shit, motherfucker. You need to have me in your gallery. Exactly. I'm gonna need all the support I can get that night. My first New York show. Oh shit, I'm showing out. I need somebody to keep me sober. Where the wine at? I'm drinking. Let's go outside. Yo, Trap, calm down, nigga. Motherfuckers watching you. And a little bit of pizza hit the spot just now, boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got a new job? I might be getting a new job too, dog. But I might be an art teacher at the Boys and Girls Club, yo. Damn right. That's how the last company I did, like, we had our calendar for the whole year. But it's so easy to remember because you work 4 days, you have 4 days off. Work 4 days, have 4 days off. But you can predict that shit for the whole year. So motherfuckers know when they can have time off and shit. But yeah, I just applied for the Boys and Girls Club. Matter of fact, it was earlier this week. They sent me down to get my fingerprints. I did that. Then they called me back like the next day and told me to come fill out another piece of paper for some more background check information. And so it's been about 4 days now since I applied, for almost a week, 4 days, something like that. But today I'm still getting, like, I be checking my emails for job searches and shit, and that that job posting is still available for art teacher. So at least it means they haven't hired anybody yet. So hopefully they'll just keep that spot open for me, because I'm the shit once again. These kids ain't gonna get a better teacher for the price. And so I might actually be an official fucking art teacher, bro. You know? Just one more step in the right direction. Yeah, man. And today actually, I'm going house hunting. Like, I got some property in South Carolina. I think I'm gonna just keep that as rental property. It seems fucking odd as shit because I'm renting. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, and that's why I'm like, shit. I fucking own some land in the house. Like, why the fuck am I still renting? So I was gonna move back down south, but I got the TV show going. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got some interviews. Today's Thursday. Fuck, I got interviews today. I got 2 interviews today for the TV show. I just got set up with, like, this famous dude. Like, he's been an actor and shit. So I may be able to interview him coming up shortly. And then, like, I'm only 2 hours from New York. I'm 2 hours from Philly. The Rush Gallery in Philadelphia, they contacted me. Well, not contacted me, but they liked my Instagram page, yo. And I was checking my page, and I'm like, the Rush Gallery liked my shit. So I'm immediately trying to call these motherfuckers like, yo, what's good? Yo, I've been trying to get at y'all motherfuckers for like 3 years. He's like, oh, just send us an email, bro. And I'm like, word? I got to stop trying to email these motherfuckers, yo. And goddamn, like, I would actually hate to leave this area right now. It's weird. Like, I'm not really from here. I don't have any friends or family around here, but like shit is happening for me here. So I'm thinking about just looking around in the area and just buying a house in this area, man, and just fucking staying here until I can make a fucking $1 million and then really move anywhere I want to move. Yeah, Rube was telling me the same shit, bro. Man, I don't know, man. I'm tired of, like I say, the rent. Where me and my girl did the numbers, bro. Boy, we done paid like $46,000 in rent since we've been living here. $46,000, but it's a half a house. In just a few years, we done paid for half a house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you start doing the numbers, it's like, it don't make no fucking sense, bro. And then, I fucking hate my neighbors. I don't hate them. They call me a nigger to my face. I still don't hate them because I understand they stupid and they don't know no better. So, you can't, you know, just because they ignorant, you don't hate people for that. You cannot like them, you know. They even called the cops on me twice, and it's like, I just need to get the fuck from around here, yo. Yeah, yo. Hey, my neighbors called the cop. I live in a half a double. I mean, we got 3 bedrooms. Like, it's a fucking big ass joint, yo. Our shit is not small. We got 3 bedrooms, a full basement, living room, dining room. You know what I'm saying? Big ass kitchen. Like, it's a nice fucking, like, this house is big enough. We have a guest bedroom. We have a master bedroom, the guest bedroom, and this is supposed to be a 3rd bedroom, but I just use it as a studio. Like, this spot is big. It's like, it's fucking nice. But my fucking neighbors are just like, ugh, you son of a... They mad because they got to live next door to a black man. I mean, the demographics around here is fucking crazy ridiculous. It's like 87.4% Caucasian. 87.4% Caucasian. So when they see black people, it's like, oh my God, a nigger. And now they live next door to me, and it just irks them so bad because it's like lower middle class suburbia, and they're not supposed to have to deal with people like me. And the bitch wife says, you walk around here like you own the place. I walk around here like I'm fucking me, bitch. I don't. What the fuck does that even mean? I walk around here like I own the place, bitch, because I keep my head up and I look in your fucking eyes like I'm not scared of you. Like, what the fuck does that mean? She called the cops on me once and for some bullshit because they scratched my car. I told them to stop scratching my car, and they called the cops and said I threatened them. And then they called the cops on me another time because on the 4th of July, they set off all these fireworks, like in the front yard, like right where the cars are parked. And all this firework debris is on my fucking car. I'm like I got 3 cars out there, and they just covered my fucking cars with like firecracker papers and shit. I'm like, but you know how much it cost to wash all 3 of these fucking cars now? Like, literally. You're gonna make me spend my own money to clean up your fucking mess off my vehicles? So I was like, fuck that. I went to their side of the house and I tried to turn their water hose on. I was gonna use their water hose to spray my cars off. And the bitch come outside like, what are you doing? I'm calling cops. So she called the cops. I'm sitting out here waiting on the cops. And then her and the husband, the little bitch ass husband, come out. What's your fucking problem? Like, y'all my fucking problem, man. Y'all made this fucking mess on my cars. I'm gonna use y'all fucking water hose to clean this. You know what? You're a fucking nigger. That's all you are. Fucking nigger. And I just laughed. I'm like, I said, really? It's still so funny now. It's like, I'm like, that's all you got left? Like, so now, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to fly into a blind rage, turn into like the savage African, and try to attack you and beat you up because you called me a nigger, and so the cops can have a real excuse to arrest me. Like, I just laughed. I was like, you fucking corny as hell. Like, you a fucking dumbass. That's all you got to say is call me a nigger? Yeah. You're a nigger. I'm like, okay. So the cops came. I explained exactly what I was doing. Hey, they messed up my car. I don't want to have to pay $5, $10, $15 to go wash all my cars off. So I was going to use their water hose and spray my cars off. She come out here and start calling me names and stuff, called me a nigger. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah, dude. I'm like, look, this is the 2nd time they've done this. I walked them to my cars. I'm like, come here, check this out. You see they have a white vehicle? I have a tan vehicle. Look at the side of my door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 marks, paint marks that are white from someone opening their door and scratching my car. He's like, damn, that's fucked up. I'm like, yeah, it is, bro. I told him to stop doing that. They called the cops on me for that. You see all the debris on my car? He looking, he's like, what, that's firecracker? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what's your name? Just take it down for the record. And these 2 white cops now. He's like, you good, man. Let me go talk to these people. And so he went and go talk to them, right? The cops have their back to me. And the husband and wife are facing towards me. So I walk behind them. I'm like, it was so funny. It was the funniest shit ever, bro. I'm like, y'all thought I was going to jail. The cop was like, yeah, I know how it is when you share a wall with people, when you gotta live with each other like that. He said the other day we got a call, another similar situation where we live in a nice neighborhood. It's like a townhouse, like it said it's another half a double, and the two families, their kids are fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's like young kids, and the two kids don't get along, and they're fucking neighbors, and now their parents got to call the cops. And he was like, I know how it is, like, living like this if you can't get along with your neighbors. And I'm like, yeah, dude, they're just fucking fucked up as people, bro. You know what I'm saying? They take over the whole backyard with all their little kids, like swimming pool and trampoline and swing set. I don't say nothing about that shit at all. Because I don't really be out there, you know what I'm saying? And my son only here for the summertime. And my son a teenager now. Me and him do other shit. He ain't in the outside riding bikes and shit. So I don't say nothing about that. They take up damn near the whole front yard with all they decorate for every holiday. Right now they got fucking ghosts and ghouls and all kind of shit on that shit. I'm like, I don't complain about that, you know what I'm saying? But don't touch my fucking shit. Don't scratch my fucking car, bitch. Tell your kids don't open the goddamn door so wide, or if you doing it, don't fucking scratch my car. I don't give a fuck what you do around here. Don't touch my shit. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you dirty up my property with your fucking trash, bitch. I have never made you go outside of your way to change your normal routine or spend any kind of extra funds on anything that I do. But you did something. You sit here and set off fireworks. And as a result of that, I have to take time out of my day to take my vehicles to the car wash and spend my own money to clean up your fucking mess. I ain't playing that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. I ain't playing that shit. Oh, my girl white. You know she ain't playing that shit neither. She done made reports and all that shit about they fucking ass scratching our vehicles and shit. They scratched the side of her car twice, and like my passenger door on my fucking work car, bro, it's just like ding, 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 ding. Like every time they open the fucking door, they just like wham, wham, like you motherfuckers. But I have never, ever did that to their car. Wham, bitch. Stop scratching my fucking shit, yo. I'm not playing this shit. And the husband, frail, motherfucker like he smoked crack. Little frail. I mean, this motherfucker frail, bro. Like, I would honestly be scared to even fight this dude. I would kill that motherfucker with a hit. He'll fucking crumble, yo. I swear to God, this little bitch like he'll fucking fold in half. You look, that's why he let his wife, old big fat ass redneck bitch. That's why he let her, she do all the talking every time. He don't never say nothing. She always, you old bitch ass motherfucker, you let your wife talk for you? You sorry ass, scary ass motherfucker. You know I ain't gonna hit a woman, so you keep your little quiet ass over there in the corner. Let your old fat Miss Piggy wife yell and cuss and call me a nigga, and you just look. You sit there looking like you a fucking sorry ass motherfucker, yo. And I said, I know if I punch your ass, you going straight to the grave. Ain't no goddamn. I punch that motherfucker, he gonna die, bro. If not from the impact, he'd be so scared of me attacking me, he'd have a heart attack. And I already know it, bro. That motherfucker, he ain't want shit. Neither one of them. They just angry once again, just because of my presence. Basically, that's it, bro. I don't do shit to these motherfuckers. I don't say shit to them. I don't even know they fucking names, honestly. Never say shit to these motherfuckers. Don't do shit. Like, what the fuck? Like I say, I got a grill. I got a little patio set. I sit outside in the backyard sometimes, drink a beer while I'm cooking out. That's the most I'll be outside, bro, here at this house. I don't sit outside on my front porch. I don't keep my windows and blinds open watching the neighborhood and shit, nigga. Y'all know what I do. I paint and I play video games and I read fucking books. If I'm gonna enjoy myself, I don't be having parties here or none of that shit. These motherfuckers just mad at my fucking presence. Mad at my presence. Mad you gotta live next door to a black man. You sorry ass fuckers. Always calling the cops on me. trying to get me arrested, and then mad that I'm not getting arrested. That's what be killing me. Like, nigga, you is mad, son. You mad? Ooh, I'm gonna call the cops. For what? What I do? I try to turn on your water hose. What kind of crime that is? I'm not trespassing. I live on this property too. So now what? Bruh. So all that being said, boy, I gotta buy me a house somewhere, man. Fuck this shit. Living next door to people like this, spending $46,000 in rent just in the past couple years. Man, fuck that shit, man. I'm out of here, bro. I'm going to look at a house today. I swear to God. I'm going to look at that bitch today. It's time for a change, bro. Yeah, I swear. And I'm looking at a place that's gonna be big enough for like for me to have a real fucking studio in that shit.
What the new environment is, because the only environments we know are the past ones. There is always then operating in the development of cellular life on any level a new way of organization, higher than any existing form. And we're not aware of it.
They ain't want them dread swinging. I'm telling you, man. They ain't really want me to come out, man. They just angry. They just angry people. They got 2 little daughters. I can't even believe I'm talking about these motherfuckers this much, yo. But like in the mornings, but they yell at their little daughters every morning, like trying to get them ready for school. Little girls be bad. They start to talk back and shit. I thought I told you to get your ass up. I'm gonna drag you down the stairs by your fucking hair. It's like, now you know them when them girls get fucking teenagers, that's how they go talk to their boyfriends and shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. They just gonna be some loud ass, angry, yelling ass women, yo. You ought to hear how this lady be yelling at them girls. You little bitches. Who that man? I thought I told you to fucking clean. And you can just hear him like just at the top of her fucking lungs, yo. And she wanna come yell at me. I'm not your fucking child. You raising them girls so bad. They gonna be some angry ass girls. And you know what's gonna be the worst thing ever? You know what's gonna be the worst thing ever? When the baby girl bring her first boyfriend home and he black. Ma, I want you to meet Omar. And that bitch gonna drop dead. That shit gonna put her in the casket. I'm telling you, she gonna go straight to the grave. She gonna go straight to the grave. His name Omar Dayshine Brown. That bitch gonna pass out. Swear to God. That's yo, just mad angry bitches, yo. Just a mad angry bitch, yo. I swear, bro. Like, especially from the bathroom. I guess the little girl's room, like this room, so I can hear it from the bathroom. Emily, get the fuck up! I'm like, lady, you can't go in there and just kind of be sweet, like, hey, baby girl, wake up, it's late. And they just yell and yell and yell. And then, like I say, yelling at me. You ain't nothing but a piece of fucking shit. You walk around here like you own this motherfucking place. Bitch, why you fucking yelling? What's wrong with you? I ain't never do shit. Stop scratching my car. That's all I said. You mad because I asked you to stop scratching my fucking property? Done. I'm done. With that ginger, bruh, it's early in the morning. I was gonna have a ginger ale, but I just drank a water. I just finished a bottle of water. I thought about that shit, yo, because I went downstairs and grabbed my little pizza. And I was like, damn, I already got some pizza. But I swear to God, it was a hard-ass debate for it. Only took a couple seconds, but you know how much you can think just in like 5 seconds. I opened the fridge and they side by side. The ginger ale, the water, ginger ale, water, ginger ale, water. I'm like, damn, it's early in the morning. I better drink that water, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep that water in your system. That ginger ale, the ones I be drinking, man, that should be having like 40 grams of sugar. So if I drink that shit, I'm gonna be like, I am trying to go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I know it's late. I went to bed like 7 o'clock, bro. I went to bed like 7 o'clock, woke up at 12:30. Woke up like, it's daytime. Like, oh, nah, nigga, what the fuck? Now I'm up like shit. But I want to go back to sleep. So I ate, trying to get that itis. You know how niggas get that itis. You eat, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking like that. That's when I had that thought, like water, a ginger ale. Like that ginger got too much sugar in it right now for me. If I drink a fucking ginger ale, boy, I'm gonna be in here for like I ain't going back to sleep. I'll be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like shit, I'm gonna have another soda. Bro, you about to hit fucking 24 hours, dude. What the fuck? You got the day off? Holy shit. But I can't even remember the last time I did that shit. At least you got a day off. Goddamn. That gonna be that real sleep, bruh. That gonna be that real sleep. When you crash, ooh, turn them lights out. Look, do not open the door for nothing. Make sure you go to the bathroom first. Ooh, boy. That gonna be that real sleep. This motherfucker gonna have a dream about Mars. You know what I'm saying? The asteroid belt. This motherfucker just gonna be out of space and shit. I'm telling you, boy, they're gonna be that deep sleep away from the world, nigga. I was up since yesterday. I need some time to myself real quick to think about this. This motherfucker might have an epiphany in this goddamn dream. Tell me, that's gonna be that shit. I ain't did that shit in a minute. 24 hours? Pfft. I'm too old for that shit now, bruh. Nigga, I take naps. Like I said, I went to bed at 7 o'clock. Not cause I couldn't stay up, nigga. I was just tired. Nigga, like, damn, nigga, I'm sleepy. I'm all on the couch and shit. Like, damn, let me get up. I got up on the couch, just got in the bed, nigga. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm sleepy as shit. I'm old, nigga. I'm old. What you do today? Man, I paint for a little while. I fold up some clothes. I ran an errand. Shit, I'm tired, bruh. Shit, nigga. I need a nap, nigga. Shit. Oh, if I don't curse, that's it, bro. Make sure shit. I'm gonna be the best teacher, bro. Go to work sober. Trap. Don't smoke in the morning. That's all I gotta meditate. Don't smoke in the morning. Nam. Don't smoke in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Go to work sober and don't curse. Man, these kids gonna love me. Yo, what's up, Mike? What's up, homie? Let me see that pen. Oh, that shit look good, son. But look, if you do it like this, make that part right there a little bit darker because the shadow is darker closer to the object. And it fades away depending on the light source. You see, that's how you do it, son. Yo, Sarah! Yo, that shit is tight, baby girl. I love that. That's nice. Lighten that pink up a little bit, and then it'll really look like it's curving. Just like that. Boom, you got it. See, I'll be the most awesome teacher ever. You know what I'm saying? All right, kids, in this class, we don't say the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm not trying to indoctrinate y'all or brainwash y'all. Mommy, Mr. Prince said I don't have to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Then it's all over from there. It's all downhill. It's all downhill. Travis, you can't talk about politics with the kids. Huh? Do what? Me? Politics? Nah, I would never say no shit like that to them kids. Just because I wore a t-shirt that said 9/11 was an inside job and somebody asked a question about it. I mean, if a kid asks, well, what does it mean that 9/11 was, then I just said because it wasn't terrorist. I mean, who am I not to answer the questions? You know, I'm a teacher. Jesus Christ. Ah, you can't say Jesus Christ. What? Holy smokes. The rules. Oh my God, the rules. That's why I love doing my own fucking show, yo. Even like, I got 2 interviews set up for the day, and it's like different, yo. It's different because I can't smoke and I can't curse. But I'm not teaching anybody. I'm talking to other adults about their art, just asking questions. So, asking questions. Got to get that nigger out sometime. Stop. That was really racist. That was racist. I'm sorry. But and so it's different. It's a whole different platform and a whole different setup, and so it's easier for me not to curse because it's exciting, but it's still a more intellectual conversation, and I get to learn more from the artists that I actually interview. But with kids, I just get excited, like, oh shit, that shit is. And they're like, I can't remember. Just say that's cool. Don't say that shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? And little things like that. There's actually a lot of oh, that's not what this. There's a lot of schools starting to take up meditation instead of like having in-school suspension, like ISS or other things, like, or other forms of disciplinary actions or after-school detention or some things like that. They're starting to implement some type of some type of therapy, meditation type sessions with the youth. You know, sit down, shut up, cross your legs, breathe deep, and think, motherfucker. Why is you acting up, nigga? Why? Think about it. Hey, I don't want you to talk. I'm not asking you no questions. You don't ask me no questions. Breathe. Focus on your breathing. And these kids are showing actual results from meditating and realizing, man, we all connected, baby. I got your best interests in heart. And you ain't got to follow the peer pressure to be the class clown all the time and shit like that. Boy, ISS, bruh, I done cop it. The only reason I dropped out of high school in 11th grade, but I think I have a somewhat of a strong vocabulary due to the fact that I spent so much time in school suspension, and one of our main punishments was to copy the dictionary. If you got finished doing all your classwork, copy that dictionary, bro. Start at A. Everything that's on the page, not just the word and the definition. I'm talking about the breakdown of the word. Sometimes they have the root origin. You copying every letter on the page. You're copying the dictionary, and that's your assignment. So you finish your classwork. If you on ISS all day, and it only take you like a couple hours, like the first 2 hours to get finished all your classwork, bro. The rest of the day, you copying the dictionary, bro. I got to like G, H, something like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a couple letters into that shit. I was pretty deep in they, you know what I'm saying? It's all good though. It's all good. That shit made me a better person. I'm stronger. This is what it sounds like when I paint with no sounds. This shit damn near the exact same color. Yo, my man Tim Nakamura turned 50 years old the other day, yo. I keep thinking about that shit for some reason. Like, where the fuck I'm gonna be at when I'm 50 years old, yo? Like, that shit ain't that far away. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep pushing this shit. I don't really expect to ever be like super famous from my art, yo. That shit, I keep thinking about that shit too. Like, I don't ever see that shit as a reality. I just can't see that shit for myself. But just being able to support myself off of my art, bro, that's my main fucking goal, yo. Oh yeah. That's my main goal, is just to be able to live off my art, yo. Just to be able to make a living off this shit. I ain't even asking for much, bruh. I ain't even asking for much. All I need to do is just a couple $1,000 worth of sales a month. I just sold a painting too, y'all. Yo, go to my Instagram real quick, yo. Instagram. Paintings by the Prince. Check out. I sold a painting for at the Scranton Fringe Festival. Matter of fact, I don't even know why I didn't post that shit on there, yo. Damn, that shit. The first time I checked, that shit had 40-something likes. I just looked at this shit again and got 40 more likes. Like, y'all niggas not asleep? Wait the hell, yeah? What y'all doing? I got friends all over the world, though, but damn. Motherfuckers still ain't. I can't add another picture to it, but anyway. I forgot to put the one. Fuck. It's almost 3. Shit. I really need to go back to sleep. I ain't even lying, yeah. Yo, check out the Instagram real quick, everybody. Yeah, I got a lot of good comments on it. Well, I switched the lights so I can see. That makes sense, don't it, bruh? I'm not switching lights. I'm adding. So this is just that's just the normal light in the room right there. That's just the regular light from the house. That's how bright it is. That shit is not bright enough for me to see. And so I have an extra light right here that I hung up. I have another light right there that I have so I can see better when I paint. But when I turn my paint lights on, it puts a really big glare on the canvas, and then you can't see as well as I can. So when this light is off, you see more of the color. Even though right now you can't really see the true color of it because there's glare from my TV screen, there's glare from this screen, and so the canvas is getting all kind of extra bouncy lights on it. So you will never ever be able to see the true color of my paintings unless you actually see them in person. But I think when it's like this light is on like that, it's easier for you to see it. And plus, this right here even blinds me after a while if I'm trying to look at the TV. Having this light on blinds the shit out of me. Cause that shit is bright as fuck, son. And so now when it's on, I can see all the fucking details and everything when I'm painting. I have to get the camera this close for you guys, you know. So it kind of whites it out a little bit for you with this light is on. And like I say, if I'm just trying to chill and talk to you, there's like this bright ass shiny shit on my forehead, and this light is like, it's really bright, bro. But it's good for me. Like if I'm looking at the canvas, it doesn't really bother me, and it helps me paint. You know? But when I'm not painting, I just rather turn that shit off. Yeah, that shit just and it's like directly above me, bro. That shit is literally like directly above me. So that's another thing. Like when I move, I gotta set up my studio lighting better. I have tons of like official lights, tripod lights and everything, but those bulbs get real hot real easy. So I want to do like a regular gallery studio light. Maybe have lights that are inset into the ceiling, the directional lights on the wall and shit like that, so that it's not directly above me, but you know, directed at an angle down towards my canvas. So I know how I want my shit set up. This is not the optimal conditions right now, but it's the best I can rig together. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, it helped me. Basically, it helps me to see better. You know what I'm saying? Even right now, like from the tilt of the canvas and how far that light is away, how far the ceiling light is away, I would have to have my canvas further out to be directly underneath that light. But since the light is behind the canvas, with the tilt of the canvas, I get kind of a light drop shadow like here on my canvas. So even for me, like right now, it's kind of a shadowy effect from that. And this is weird as shit, bro. They explain like I need to have the light directly above me. And the ceiling light here is just too far away. If I wanted to be underneath that light, I would be basically further in the middle of the room. I would have to have the camera pulled up more, and just for the room setup, it's just better for me to hang a light here so I can be closer to this side of the room, keep all my supplies and shit on this side of the room, and then try to stack all my art and stuff on that side of the room. You know, that area is more open, so you can just walk. You can have access to the closet and to the exit door. And this side is the jumbled up side. So. And I think I'm starting to get sleepy, which is good. I might go to the gym if I can get back up like in 3 hours, like 6 o'clock, 6:30, hit the gym for a minute. I could take another day off, honestly. Oh yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Peace, yo.
Times at the El Royale is the best thriller in years. Would you mind opening up the door?
No, I ain't gonna do that.
Who's more sensitive, women or men? By far. Thank you for being truthful. You know, by far. I'm gonna give you an example. All the women in here. Do you care how many lovers that your boyfriend or husband had before you? Do you think about the number? You don't care. You're like, long as he's fucking me good right now, and from this point on, Hakuna Matata. That's all that matters. Hakuna Matata. That means no worries. Now, let's flip it. Men, think about, okay, this dude right here with the muscle shirt on. Think about how many penises have popped off your girl's mouth. Look at the men. Oh, fuck, now I got that visual in my brain.
Ladies, do you know what we do that you can't? We pull out. Come on, fellas, pulling out, that shit is hard. That shit takes timing. You could be one pump off of 18 years of payments. It's like, oh, man, I don't know. Fucking pulling out, that's fucking degrading, man. Sorry about your laptop, my bad. Here she goes to the hook.
My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. Hey, my neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. For real? Here's what I don't understand about that song. At no point does she mention bathing. You see what I'm saying? That's a key part of the licking decision for me. You want me licking necks, back, coochies, and cracks? When's the last time you washed? Was it a scented soap? Was it unscented? I need information. Did you just come from the fucking gym? Are we 10 days away from Bloody Tuesday? What the fuck? I need to know!
Like, women have it so easy sexually. Like, where's a man's spot? It's his dick. Right? Simple. Simple. You'll never see a guy be like, no, just the top. Just up here. No, slower. Faster now. Look at me. Look away. Now look back. That'll never happen. You can squirt it with a squirt gun, punch it, yell at it. Will come. It's not difficult. Women are all like little vagina snowflakes, little Rubik's Cubes, and you're all fucking different. Every one of you is different. You gotta crack that code like a goddamn Nintendo. That's how we feel. Like babies. Is it up, down, left, right, B-A, B-A, select, start? Left, right, up, down, left, right. I'm not talking about guy, girl. Two guys and a girl, that is not a threesome. That is gay sex and a witness.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hashtag true story. My best friend growing up tried to get, dude, I got this really hot girl coming over. You gotta join us. What the heck? So I go over there, right? I go, he's my best friend, guys. Don't judge me. My best friend. What am I gonna do? Not go? I don't ever do that. It's exhausting. We're going hard for like 40 minutes. I was like, oh, time out. When is that girl getting here, bro?
Wait.
If you didn't laugh at that joke, eat a bag of dicks, okay? That's my best goddamn joke, all right?
I was like, all right, well, do you want me to like keep going? She's like, yeah. All right. So I'm just going as fast as I can. You can always tell when you have like 2 minutes before your consent expires, you know? Like you never want to get the shot clock violation in sex, all right? So I'm just rushing it and like, but then finally she pulls away. And I can see it on her face about to be like, hey, listen, you gotta stop, it's working. But before she can get any of that out, I started just like coming on her legs sadly. It's that moment when like your boss is about to fire you, so you just quit instead, you know? Like, and she was shocked. Oh, not the O face that I was going for. Like we were pulling out for very different reasons. Like I was finishing, but she was done. Like she had.
We're getting short. We're taking shots. We're getting real lit, but you know, we start making out. But I never made out before, so I'm doing things I see in the movies. You know, I start licking her face and shit. I was like, oh shit. her sweat tasted like Black and Miles and Cocoa Butter and shit. I was like, it's not bad. It's just, it's not bad. but I had to make my way to the bedroom, right, guys? So I ended up picking her up, you know, with these muscles. I picked her up. I was like, oh, shit, damn. I threw her on the bed. I was like, ah. I tried to talk dirty for once, too. I was like, girl, I'm about to give you some of this Kung Pao. You know what I'm saying? Some of this broccoli and beef and shit. You know, with that Panda Express. This shit was wild. But I didn't know, guys, I don't know, some of you guys are drinking and shit. I didn't know when you get real drunk, it affects your performance down there. I'm like, oh, come on, Dick, wake up. He's like, nah, man, I'm good. That's all right, got me chilling. I'm like, motherfucker. Waiting 23 years for this. You gonna do me wrong now?
Way too easy. Here's what a girl says.
That's a rock, got me chilling.
I immediately group texted to all of my girlfriends. You just nodded. Oh my god, is that a thing? Oh my god. That sounds like an extremely efficient way for me to send dick pics. Oh my. You'll be my middleman? Oh my god, I'll Photoshop my face in the picture. Just these go together, you know what I mean? I probably shouldn't open my mouth in that picture. That seems like a, I mean, it's thought you might be, whatever.
Look, I didn't know anything the first time I went down a girl's pants. It would have been nice. Sure would have been nice if somebody had told me, but nobody ever did. The first time I went down a girl's pants, it would have been nice if somebody told me that the hole was so far back. I was pushing around here forever. I'm like, how do you get in there? If I keep tapping on it, is it gonna pop open? No wonder they call it a clam. I'm hitting the shell right now. Do I need a Wi-Fi password to these motherfuckers? Little pig, let me in. Like, I don't know. And then when I finally hit a hole, I thought, I'm so far back, I'm in the wrong one. I jumped the vagina. And here's the worst part. Teenage boys are so bad at sex. When I finally realized I was in the right place, I just left my finger there like I was taking her temperature or something. No movement or anything, just this right here. Like she was a Thanksgiving turkey and I was just waiting for her to be done.
Oh my god. This is crazy. Please don't. Damn, that's crazy. Kevin Hart came up next. I can't listen to that dude now.
I wish you weren't so worried about moving.
I'm hoping these nature sounds will help me relax a bit.
At least we don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Just call Geico.
Good to know.
Get to know Geico.
Okay, Geico commercial. Fuck, won't let me skip that shit.
Thank you. So good to be here, guys. How are you? What's happening? What's happening? Guys, who's watching the World Cup? Anybody watching the World Cup? Yeah. All the immigrants. Fantastic. That's right. Yeah. I'm an immigrant too, bro. I was born in Iran. Yeah. Thank you very much. Calm down. Where are you from? Where are you from? But parents are Mexican. Mexico just advanced. Did you know this? Mexico advanced. Germany lost, bro. That's right. Germany, yeah. I'm sorry. Anyone, the people in Ireland is listening on the radio, you're screwed. Sorry. Germany's out, Mexico's in. Woo! Viva Mexico! Anyway, yeah, but no, I've been watching. I watched the World Cup. I got kids too, and I tell people, parents, listen and don't watch with your kids because you realize how little in America we know about world geography. Yeah, I was watching last World Cup. It was France against Ecuador, and I was watching with my son. He was 6 years old, and I wanted to show off. I go, buddy, this is France versus Ecuador. I go, France is in Europe, and Ecuador is near Mexico. I went to high school in America. We don't know where these places are. You know what I did? I sent him to the kitchen to get me some water. While he was gone, I Googled it. So by the time he came back, not only did I know where Ecuador was, I had all kinds of information on Ecuador I did not need when I was going to Boston. I go, son, actually when I said Ecuador is near Mexico, what I meant is they're in South America. They're in South America. Furthermore, their GDP is $75 billion. They were founded by the conquistadores. He goes, what's the conquistadores? I go, go to the kitchen, give me some water. Oh my God. I love my kids. I got a 9-year-old boy, 7-year-old girl. He just turned 10. My son is 10, daughter is 7. And I'll tell you, anybody who's got kids knows nowadays parenting is exhausting because schools have found a way to get parents to go to school every day. Every day is a new day. Parent day, teacher day, parent-teacher day, daddy day, daddy donut day, mommy hot dog day. Every day, neighbor day, distant cousin day. Listen, I have to call my cousin in Iran. We haven't talked in 20 years. I said, Mahmoud, they need you at the school. It's distant cousin day. Yeah, you gotta come to America. Oh, I know, you can't come. There's a travel ban. Come to the Mexican border. I'll sneak you in. There's no wall. Yeah. No, man, I was at one of their fundraisers for the kids, and I realized something. My parents never came to any of my fundraisers. Then I realized I didn't want them to come to my fundraisers. Because I had immigrant parents like you. You had Mexican parents, right? My parents, Iranian. When you have immigrant parents, you don't want them coming to your school. You're spending your whole life trying to blend in with all the other kids. When your immigrant parents show up, they blow your cover. I don't want these fresh off the boat FOB people showing up. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Northern California, and when immigrant parents come to school, they come in loud. My parents would, hello, it is good to be here. Thank you, land of opportunity. Thank you very much. And then they blow your cover. Who are we? We are immigrants, and we are with him. Dad, shut up. They thought I was one of them. My dad would make it worse. You know we are from Iran. Shut up. Nobody likes Iran. There's a hostage crisis going on. For those of you in your 20s, there was a hostage crisis. My dad would make it worse. We are from Iran. I'd be like, Dad, shut up. They thought we were Greek. I've been eating yogurt all week. Guys, this is 40 years ago. Nobody liked Iran. Still, nobody likes Iran. Iran has been in every travel ban the Trump administration has put out. 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. First of all, they put a new travel ban out every 3 months like it's an iPhone update. They'll come out with travel ban X, like the iPhone X. Maybe it'll come with facial recognition. You can ban yourself. Oops, I'm not getting it. I'll tell you, you guys are smart because you guys are in the military. You know what's going on. You guys know travel ban 1 and 2 is all Muslim countries. So the complaint was it was a Muslim ban. So the Trump administration wanted to show they're not anti-Muslim. They added 3 new countries to travel ban 3.0 to show how not anti-Muslim they are. They added North Korea. I didn't know they were coming, but now I guess they did it that time. Yeah. They also added Venezuelan diplomats. So not the whole country, just 10 dudes from Venezuela. And then they added Chad, which I thought was some guy. I was watching, I go, what did Chad do? Turns out Chad is a Muslim country in Africa. Chad does not sound like a Muslim country. Chad sounds like a Muslim country trying to pretend not to be a Muslim country. Hi, we are Chad. Just hanging out in Africa. And they are Egypt and Nigeria. I mean, Eric and Nick.
Yo. I'm gonna actually have to shut up. Oh man. That's funny as shit. All right, I'm gonna get out of here in a minute, guys. You probably listen to one where he skips. I think this painting is almost done. A little more detailing on the books, but they're kind of wet right now.
I need assistance.
Well, don't your arms work?
They don't.
You can move your mouth.
As can you.
My dad was a good dude, man. I say that now because he's a good dude now, and you just forget shit. Like, my dad used to smoke crack, like a lot of crack. He was good at it. And he's a professional. He used to tell me, I'm not a crack addict, I'm a drug user. I was like, it's not better, fam. But I didn't know when I was younger that his drug use used to make him do weird shit. Like, I would call him and ask him questions, and he would give me the answer that would get me off the phone the fastest. It didn't make any difference to him whether that shit had anything to do with what I asked him. Like, I called him one time and said, hey, Dad, how come we have different last names? He was like, yeah, the tie goes to the runner, and hung the phone up. What the fuck does that have to do with our names? Sir, that was a weird-ass answer. And he never corrected that shit. My mom used to spank me, and I feel like she had a disadvantage because I used to really like my dad because he never spanked me. And as I'm older now, I realize that's because he wasn't there. But some of that shit was traumatic. Like, one time when I was 12, I got a D on my report card, right? Now I know going home is gonna be bad, so I walk home real slow, and I'm shuffling my feet, and I'm praying for her to get in a car accident before I get home. Not some old permanent shit, just like, something to keep her in the hospital for 9 weeks so I can bring that grade back up before I get my ass whipped. So I get home, and I'm like, well, she's gonna make it home. I have to think of a plan B, and my plan B was to change the D to a B with a pen. Huh? She came home, I delivered that shit with a flourish. She was like, let me see your report card. I was like, and I thought I had it for a second. She read it, she was like, A, B, A, oh my God, B. Boy, what the fuck is this? I was like, that's a B. She was like, you think I'm a motherfucking fool? You better get your simple ass upstairs and take your pants off. I was like, okay. And I go upstairs, and I'm doing the sniffle thing before you already get there. So I get to the top of the stairs, and the angel pops up on my shoulder. He's like, hey, man, you bigger than her. You don't have to take this shit. He's like, you are right. I'm physically dominant. And then one popped up on my left shoulder. He was like, hey, your mother's an Ethiopian immigrant. She'll fucking kill you and won't give a shit. I was like, he almost got me, fam. He almost got me. And then he was like, hey, man, fuck that weak shit, man. He being a pussy. He was like, why would you call me weak and a pussy? Like, pussies are weak. Pussies have babies and then snap back into place. You shouldn't call me weak-ass balls, because if you have some balls that you just graze them motherfuckers be knocked out for 2 hours. Why won't you call me weak balls? And he was like, see, that's that dumbass feminist shit. And he was like, it's called intersectionality. Read a book. And while they were arguing, my mother came in and swung the belt. And I was like, this is rude. Why she gonna interrupt their argument? So I caught the belt. And oh, shit, I done caught the belt. But I'm cool. I got my angels. They got my back, right? So I look at my angels. My angels done disappeared. These little motherfuckers. Weak-ass balls. And now, I look at my mom. She look at me. She was like, shh, I'm going to call your daddy. I'm not bigger or taller than him. But I thought about it for just a second. I was like, you know what? If I let go of this belt, there's a 100% chance she's going to kill me. But he's still getting high. There's only a 50-50 chance he's going to answer the phone. Fucking call him. I don't give a shit. Call him. Call him right now. You want to use my phone? You want to use it? Call him. I don't give a shit. I'm not letting go of this belt. Call him. And she called him. This motherfucker answers the phone. My boy's dainty mother loses her shit. I've never heard her like this. My mom was like, let me tell you something about your little punk ass son. I was like, oh my God. So I guess his little balls to drop. I was like, first of all, you wait late. That shit happened like 3 months ago. She was like, this motherfucker balls to drop because he had the nerve to bring home a D. You know I slapped the shit out of him for a C, but a D? A motherfucking D? I should have punched him in his dick as soon as he walked in the door with that bullshit. Second of all, this motherfucker nuts to drop to the middle of his thigh, because when he came home with the D, he didn't even have man enough balls to do this shit. He gonna change the D to a B, a motherfucking B. This simple motherfucker used blue ink on a black report card. I should have knocked his ass the fuck out right there. Third of all, his nuts to drop all the way down to his knees, because when I go upstairs to tear this motherfucker ass up, he gonna catch the belt on me. I should have tied that motherfucker around his neck and knocked him out the goddamn window and choked him to death. But instead, I called your punk ass. So what the fuck is we gonna do about your son? And my dad said, the tie goes to the runner, and hung the phone up. So, shout out to my dad.
Do we have any Scientologists here? Okay, yeah, figured because they're slaves and shit. So I'm kind of like a big deal in the Scientology community. I'm kind of a celebrity over there. What happened was me and my friend Ari, we watched that Scientology documentary, Going Clear, on HBO. Have you guys seen it? It's fucking crazy. It's such a bizarre, weird thing that happens literally on the same street we're on, right? So we watched that, and we're like, dude, let's go there and like check it out and like fuck around, because you know we're losers and we have a lot of free time, right? So we hop in the car and we're driving there, and I call my friend Steven. I'm like, dude, you gotta come with us. We're gonna go to Church of Scientology and go fuck around. And then he goes, no way, dude. That's a cult. They're gonna brainwash you and they're gonna take your money. And I'm like, look, dude, I grew up on a fucking hippie commune, and I'm in AA. I know cult tricks, okay? They're not gonna get me with that shit. Plus, you can't be in 3 cults in one lifetime. That's fucking pathetic, you know? So we get there, right? And we walk through the doors, and some people greet us. And they're like, hey, how are you guys doing? And we wanted them to, like, court us and wow us. We wanted to meet Tom Cruise. We wanted the whole experience, right? And so they were like, oh, so what do you guys do? And I was like, oh, I'm a trust fund baby that's never been on the internet before. And they got rock hard. They were like, let's take this fucking idiot's money, okay? And then they brought us into the sales office, right? It's actually called like the Hope Center. They get really mad if you call it the sales office. But it feels just like a timeshare presentation, right? And they sit us down, they make us fill out some questionnaires and stuff, and they came back and they told me I was the most depressed person they've ever seen in their entire life. And I was like, that's true, but fuck you, dude. And they said I was unmotivated, and I'm like, that's not true, that's not true. I'm very motivated. So we leave, and we start walking around the building, right? We have no idea where we're going, right? And I took a cheese platter, too, that was sitting there. We're eating cheese, walking around the Church of Scientology, and we take a service elevator into the basement, and we start walking around the basement of the Church of Scientology, having no clue where we're going, right? And this guy stops us, and he's like, hey! And we're like, oh fuck, like they're gonna throw us in Scientology prison, they're gonna make us watch Top Gun over and over and over again, like we're fucked, we're never getting out of here. And then the guy goes, are you in the purification program? And I was like, yeah, because I'm quick on my feet. And then he goes, oh perfect, you want to be in the photo shoot? And I'm like, yeah, I want to be in the photo shoot, are you kidding me? So they bring us into the purification room, right? It's this room where you sit in a sauna for like 30 days and treadmill, and you only eat vitamins until you're like ready to get brainwashed, right? And they go, where's your uniform? So I was like, laundry, dude. And they bring us brand new uniforms, which I stole, which is dope because I didn't have to buy a Halloween costume this year. I didn't wear that shit. We go into the purification room, right? We have a full professional photo shoot with the Church of Scientology. We end up leaving, and we start talking to this guy, and he said, wait, were you in the photo shoot? Are you in the magazine? And we're like, yeah. He's like, dude, I'm born and raised in Scientology, and I've still never once been in the magazine. I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, well, that's because you're fat, dude. It's true, they don't like fat people there. They said that to me. We end up leaving, right? And they actually call me less than Equinox does, which is crazy. Equinox calls you a lot. And then 3 months later, I open the mail, and I get this magazine called Freedom Magazine. It's like a Scientology magazine. And I'm flipping through, and then page 6 is me and my friend Ari just sitting in this sauna, just like...
It's pretty dope, right? Yeah.
Any married couples here, or any married humans? One guy without his wife. Another guy who's calling for help. How's it set? 2 thumbs up. What's up, Glenn? It's tough. You got to mix it up. We have 2 kids. I'm like, how can we step it up? You know, I tried role playing. Wife can't act. Cut that out. Can't do a threesome. I don't need my son coming in the morning being like, who's he? You know what I mean? I don't need that. So I bought us a dildo. Yeah, I say us. Because that's what I thought it was going to be. Us. My wife was out of town. I'm like, I'm going to go to a shop and get a dildo. Just a little something to spice it up. Anyone ever bought a dildo? There's 2 kinds of shops to buy a dildo at. A nice one where they're professional, where they're like, now how is she stimulating? Clitorally or is it vaginal? Or you can go to the one I went to where the guy looks like he should be working the ring toss at the state fair. I walked into this sex shop, there were other dudes like looking at porn like, like I'm in this group now of fucking degenerates. I have nothing, I just never done it, you know what I mean? So I walk in, I go to this psycho, and I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to be discreet. I'm like, I'm looking to buy a little sex toy for my wife, just something, I don't know, maybe like a dildo, something like that. Guy goes, yeah, I like that. I was like, dude, I don't need you, I want to take a shower. I felt so gross. I'm like, these them? He's like, yeah. There's like this shelf, and I'm looking at him, there's this like purple dildo. I'm like, hey, what's with this purple one? And he goes, oh, that's the Excalibur. It doesn't say Excalibur anywhere on the package. That's just what they call it around the shop, okay? He pulled it out. It slammed on the counter. It was so big, he lifted it up. And it was a giant purple dildo with an arm off the side that vibrated like a cactus. It looked like a cartoon cactus. And he fires it up too. It's like, now other dudes are like, they're fucking excited. I'm like, dude, turn it up. Chill out. I'm very uncomfortable. I look at this thing on the bottom. There's a thing on the bottom. I look at the guy and go, hey man, what's this thing on the bottom here? And he goes, that's a suction cup. And I go, what the fuck is that? This guy looked into my soul and was like, graphically licked it, seductively licked it, and then went, stuck it to the wall, and then like David Copperfield presented it like this. And I still didn't get it. I'm like, what's that, coat rack? I don't even know what that is. Do you like throw your hat on it when you walk in the room? Like, I didn't get it. And he goes, oh no. And he puts his hands on the counter, and he's like, deep, like a deep knee bend. She takes it, and I'm like, fucking dude, that's enough. I'll take it. Pretty sure that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah. You get that dildo to his wife and she don't need your ass no more, buddy. I don't see why I do whatever buy a girl a dildo anyway. What the fuck, son? Alright. I'll take my ass back to sleep. It's early in the morning. This piece is almost done. I could rush it and like get it done. There's only a little bit more I'm gonna do to it. Is a little more lettering on the book and just some light highlights on the shirt still. And some highlights on the jeans. Damn, I forgot about that. But I don't think I'm gonna do anything else to the background. I'm pretty pleased with it right now. Catch you guys next time.